Hey everyone, Mike from the Hardcover Comic here. I had a few requests, so making my way through these. The first of which is the Absolute Justice League Greatest Superheroes um, Absolute Edition. This is the new printing that came out. I think it was a couple months ago, but I mean, it doesn't vary too differently from the original one. It's a cool slipcase design, of course, all Alex Ross artwork. So let's get the book out of this thing. So I have to say I have a lot of absolutes, but this is one of my favorite ones. Really cool design. This is sort of popping out. Um, of course, the amount of Alex Ross artwork. I'm a huge Alex Ross fan, so having all of this artwork of his available in such a large format is phenomenal. Let's take a look at the spine here. Got a whole mess of the characters there. And on the back, some more awesome Alex Ross artwork as they take on Starro the Conqueror. So let's get the dust jacket off and see what's going on underneath here. So you get this phenomenal wraparound cover here on the book itself. Of course, with the Batman in the middle. Very cool design. I mean, for the price of this book, I think it's like 100 US cover, maybe even it's 75 US cover. Really, really great price for what you get here. I have read this book, and I'll get into the quality of it once I start jumping through here. Once we cover all the basics like table of contents and whatnot. So this is absolute size, which means it's gigantic. You get an intro by Chip Kidd here, who's a designer. He designs a lot of the DC stuff. But anyway, let's get into this. So you get a few one-shots here. They're one-shots, but they're pretty long stories. The first one's a Superman one, very, very hopeful, very heartwarming. All drawn by Alex Ross, all written by Paul Dini. And these one-shots aren't your traditional sort of comic book storytelling with word bubbles and whatnot. It's all sort of narration by the character. And none of them deal with traditional superheroes. They're all dealing with real world problems that even superheroes realize they can't fix. It takes all of us as a people on this big swirling globe to make things better. But very emotional issues here, at least in my opinion. The Superman one was fantastic. Here we get the Batman one. So you get this 2-page spread that sort of goes through the origin of the character. We all know these things. But very well done. Alex Ross is incredible. You see a lot of his artwork, drawing regular people, and then you get some action shots as well. Again, no supervillains in this. It's all mostly just them going through struggles that a lot of comics don't typically cover. I really enjoyed this entire book. I highly recommend it, guys, especially for the price you have to pay. It's not extremely high, and it'll be a book you return to because it's got some very memorable stories here, and honestly, Paul Dini writes these characters so well. So next up is the Shazam one. I guess Captain Marvel, Shazam, whatever. But yeah, very cool stuff. Like I said, amazing Alex Ross artwork all throughout. Got the Wonder Woman next. It's a different kind of book. It's a very different kind of book. Until we get to the Justice League part here, closer to the end. Oh, this artwork is just phenomenal. It's so good. So here we get the Justice League part, and here we do start getting word bubbles. We get a few intro pages here about certain characters like the Flash. Get some Green Lantern action here, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, and I believe Martian Manhunter basically narrates the entire issue here. But you do also start to get some word bubbles and dialogue as they try to figure out what this biovirus that's sort of infected. I believe it's Africa and is starting to spread throughout the entire world. Lots of twists and turns. Very fun and enjoyable read. Don't want to spoil too much of it. in case you do end up reading it. But I highly recommend this book, guys. You get to see, and the bonus content is really what's awesome, because you get very personal, not personal, but you get cool insight into Alex Ross's method, of how he does artwork. You get to see, he very often uses his friends and makes costumes for them, and they dress up, and he can start making them pose and stuff. So we do get to see that. Right, very cool. Great insight into his art style and his process. And yeah, I mean, this is a great package deal, especially for the price you have to pay. Which, like I said, 175 US for cover. You're gonna find it cheaper online as well, obviously. And yeah, it's a huge, massive book. You of course get a bookmark, and then you get these amazing. What is that? A 5-page spread. Right, look at that. I can try to see if I can get it all in here. Right, just phenomenal stuff. I highly recommend it. I apologize, guys. It's kind of hard to show. Wasn't really, completely forgot that was there. But yeah, I mean, it's a great book. I highly enjoyed it. I'll probably reread it again sometime soon. At least the Superman issue, because I loved that one a lot. But yeah, we'll take a look at the binding here. It's an absolute edition, and as you guys know, DC, doesn't mess around. As with all absolutes, you get the bookmark. So always a cool little bonus. But yeah, I mean, fantastic book. If you haven't checked this out, if this hasn't been on your radar, I hope I've enticed you to get it. It's very, very cool book, and I apologize for the mess on my desk, guys. I'm a little unorganized here, but appreciate you guys watching this. If you're interested, if you have more questions, let me know down below. I'll be sure to answer as soon as possible. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was Mike from the Hardcover Comic, and until next time, you stay classy, Internet.